teaching your dog to stop in motion is really an important thing for your dog to know in a lot of different areas, but I'm going to address it from the aspect of obedience. For example, in AKC obedience, you're going to teach your dog to stop as the dog is coming at you, which is a down on recall. The dog is going to down, the dog's going to be coming towards you. You are going to, at a certain given time, usually about halfway to you from within that ring, you're going to give your dog a down command. It's going to be either a visual, so a hand signal, or a verbal, a down or a plats, and your dog has to down. Now, in IPO, for example, or IGP as it's called now, in Schutzhund as I call it, there is a down on a send away. So you're sending your dog to a target and you're going to down your dog as the dog is heading away from you. Both of those are basically motion exercises where you teach the dog to go down in motion. So as the dog is going in a direction either to you or away from you. So there's a lot of different aspects to it and probably a few different ways to teach it. I can teach you a couple of them, but today I want to address a pretty motivational one with some aversives in it. And the way I'm going to teach it to the dog is I'm going to block the dog's travel towards me and then reward the dog for listening. So for example, if I take Maya and I sit her here, Maya sits, sits, good. And I walk away from her to say here, and I tell her, Maya here, Maya here. She comes. Yeah, good girl. And I give her a reward. I praise her, I do whatever, okay? Here, I'm going to give her a treat for that. Good. Because it's going to be an important aspect that I'm going to cover on this that people don't really understand as much when they start to teach this. Good. Sits. Maya sits. Good. I'm going to go away. And now I'm going to block her for the first time. Maya, here. Plats. Good girl. So the first way I block the dog from coming into me, yes, is I travel towards the dog. So that is to say, I'm going to sit the dog here, good, sits, and I'm going to walk away, no. See, now she'll follow me because she knows I've got a treat in my hand. So I'm going to push her forward, sits, good, wait. And I'm going to walk away, and here, nope, nope, nope. And as you know, I've teach in a couple of my videos to throw the treat sits, wait. I throw the treat behind the dog to keep the dog from automatically coming to me when he's not supposed to or she's not supposed to. Maya, here, here. Yeah, good girl. Good. Maya sits. Now, nope, sits. Now I'm going to every once in a while change things up a little bit. What I'm going to do is reward the dog and let the dog come all the way through. That's really important for the dog to learn, is that we don't always block the dog, because if not, we're going to build the dog. No, sits, sits, back, back, sits. If not, we're going to create a dog that's going to always be hesitant on the recall. We don't want to build that. Now Maya doesn't know this exercise, so it's a really fun way to teach it to you by teaching it to Maya. Then I'm going to bring Goofy out, I'm going to show you how it's supposed to work, and we'll do some finishing touches on it. So here, Maya, come, here. Good girl, yeah, good girl. I want her to be excited to come to me, right? That's going to be a really important aspect for her, to be really excited to know that there's a reward for coming to me, because that's going to make her recall a lot more solid. Good girl, come here. Sits, wait. No, sits. I want to be precise with her. I want her to know that she has to sit. And I'm going to just take a little distance here. I'm going to say, Maya, here, plats. And I'm going to take that step forward. Now that spatial pressure, yes. Good girl, yes. I'm going to throw that treat behind her to keep her from predicting that the reward is going to come from me. And that's really, really going to be important, because what you want to prevent is the creeping forward part when she goes down. In other words, she's going to go down and then she's going to think, oh, he's going to reward me. He's the positive in this game. And then she's going to start creeping more and more and more towards you. Because the idea for the exercise in, a down on recall is going to be that I tell the dog to come, I tell the dog to stop or to down, and then I continue the recall. In other words, I finish off the recall. And if the dog starts to think that they're going to have to continue the recall, then she's going to fudge that, and she's going to really mess it up by creeping forward all the way. It's going to look really sloppy. So here, Maya sits. Good. Stay. I shouldn't have to say stay, but right now it's a little confusing to her because I keep blocking her and then calling her, blocking her, calling her. Good. Now what I might do here is I might come back to her and say, oh, what a good girl. Good sit. Good sit. And reward her for holding her sit there. So putting a couple different components into practice here. I'm telling her to sit, I'm calling her, I'm telling her to sit, going back and rewarding her, I'm telling her to sit, and then I'm actually stopping her on her recall when I call her. So sits, wait. I want to be real clear on these things right now because it can be really confusing to the dog. Good. Maya, here. Putz. Good. So that spatial pressure, my leg coming forward, makes her stop there, which is really, really a nice sign. Yes. And again, the reward is going behind her to show her that she shouldn't keep creeping forward because that's going to be a really sloppy habit. Maya? Maya, come here. Sits. Sits. Good. And now I'm going to do this. Yes. And I'm just going to throw the reward behind her to show her that she's not always going to get released forward and the treat's not always going to come from the front. Sits. No, sits. Good. Wait. So I'm going to go a little slower on this one and show you the frontal pressure I'm going to put on her. And I've got the treat. So in other words, she should want to come because she wants the reward. So when I say here, my here, plots. Good. So you see there she stopped. Yes. Much, much faster and much, much sooner because there's an immense amount of spatial pressure on her in that exercise. Sits. Good girl. Good. Now I've got a big distraction, a little chihuahua running around back here. But again, Maya should know her obedience. We've got her on a flexi to teach her. Okay. Maya, here. Plots. Yes. Now, one thing I noticed is now she's starting to creep because she's predicting that I'm going to tell her down, and that's what I don't really want. I don't want her predicting the movement and starting to move into that because that's going to bite us in the butt. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to recall her straight through to me a couple of different times, maybe 2 or 3 times, to get her to really think about that I'm going to call her every single time. And I'm going to show you to build even more drive into that what I'm going to do, and that's I'm going to throw the treat between my legs to get her to really, really go all the way through. And that's one of the ways you're going to be able to problem solve this, is if the dog starts to creep and stop too much in front of you, you're going to want to complete the recall and we're going to take a toy or treats and throw them through your leg. I'll show you how that works. Sits. Maya, here. Yes, good girl. And I'll do it back this way too. Maya, sits. Good. Sits. Good. Hey, Fooey. I'm going to come here. Sits. No. And if she breaks it, which is totally normal in this game, you just bring her back. Sits. Sits. Good. Sits. And all this communication you're doing with your dog is all fun for the dog because it's building a communication. You're teaching her a language of training. Maya, here. Here. Yes. Yes. So now we're problem solving, right? So now we're solving the problem of the dog predicting the down, the anticipation of the down, and she's slowing down. We don't want that. So right now, I just want her to feel like she's going to come and come and come all the way and finish that recall. Maya, here. Yes. And I can do that as a little exercise here, just by saying, Maya, here. Yes. Maya, 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 here, 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 here. Yeah, good girl. Right there. Now I'm going to slip it in. Good. I'm going to actually throw a treat here. Maya. Good. Maya, here. Plots. Step into her. Plots. Good. Yes. And throw it back. So in this lesson, we covered a lot of topics, a lot of great fun stuff, because it teaches your dog how to respond to you, how to react and react quickly when you really need them to. Good girl, Maya. That's a very good girl. Say bye to everybody. Nobody ever gets to see Maya. Maya's a good girl.